We're in the heart of the Season 4 calendar in partnership with Bossman Gaming. We're heading to Canada now for RFL Season 4 Tier 1, and we've got a 17-man lobby here for the 14-corner circuit ready to face and test the drivers. Walls are everywhere around this track. It's classed as a street circuit, and there's many places to make mistakes. It's sometimes referred to as a mini Monza. You've got long straights, you've got chicanes, but here is the track. It's 14 corners long, 4.361 kilometres, and we'll be doing 35 laps around today. The first real-life Grand Prix was held in 1978, and it's now named after former Canadian Grand Prix driver Gilles Villeneuve. The lap record is 1:13.078 by Valtteri Bottas in 2019 in real-life F1. We will probably be beating that today. We beat it in Tier 2 with a 1:11.1 by Cal 17 F1. But I'm your commentator for today, Morgs5631, and I'm joined today by our usual co-commentator, Tom Gorian. Say hello, Tom.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Racing Formula League Season 4. This is round 7 here in Montreal, Canada, for the Canadian Grand Prix, the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, in my opinion, one of my favourite circuits of the RFL season. A very tricky circuit when it comes to just pure driver consistency, when it comes to corner cutting and track extending. Probably, in my opinion, the toughest track of the RFL Season 4 calendar. And this track will really test drivers' consistency and patience when it comes to corner cutting and overall getting penalties. I think what makes the circuit very unique and very challenging, obviously, is just the strict corners and mainly just the tight barriers. It's like Monaco a little bit, but just you can overtake around here. And Morgs, especially with these corners, penalties will play a massive factor in today's race.
Yeah, we saw it in Tier 2. We saw a couple of drivers get about 17 seconds worth of penalties, which dropped NUV TV down from like 5th to 10th, I think it was in the end. So penalties are crucial around here. Also invalidated lap times in qualifying as a result are crucial around here. The final chicane is where really you've got to make sure you pay attention to those track limits, because it's very easy to take a bit too much speed on the entrance or the exit. You can always invalidate out there. As Gorshkrab hits the wall there, he's lost a bit of front wing early on, as he's on the first lap of the session on hard combined tyres, and you've got Chandler behind, and I think that's Rossi as well, not far away. They're going to have to be clear the stranded now Renault. That was a huge hit for Chandler there. I think he may well have a bit of damage as well. We're just looking at the laps at the moment, and looking at this grid at the moment, we've got 17 drivers. Who do you think is going to take pole?
Anyone, in my opinion. I think WR Verstappen, if he can follow up the race pace like in Monaco, I think he can take pole. Cleanser comes around the final chicane to set the first proper lap time of this qualifying session. It'll be a 1 minute 8.4 on the soft tyres. So we are already in the 8s. Surprisingly, and Verstappen 1/10 quicker, 1:08.3 on the same tyres as well. Flying Rossi, who is the teammate of the championship leader, Jolly, in the Williams. So far 1 minute 9, and JJ Rock 1 minute 8. So 3 drivers already in the 1 minute 8. I think that lap time 1 minute 8.3 is already quicker than the Tier 2 pole position time. And Amaz goes fourth place, the teammate of Clenzo 1 minute 8.5. The reigning championship leader Jolly 1 minute 9.1. That's a very weird lap time from Jolly. We usually expect him to be competing, in the top 3, maybe for victories. But he's 6th so far. He might have made a mistake. Let's see who else is on the lap. We've got Danny F31. It's good seeing him again in the McLaren Renault. Let's see if he can salvage this season of his. It hasn't been the best start to a season, even though McLaren Renault got a 1-2 in Australia for the first race of Season 4. Coming around coming on hairpin, and now open up the DRS, 8th gear, 320 kilometers per hour, maximizing the ERS, braking just after the 100-meter board, flying in towards the chicane. Make sure you don't hit the wall of champions there on the outside, and then coming across the line, 3rd place for Danny, 1 minute 8.8 for Danny F31, but 5 slower than WOR Verstappen.
Yep, so decent lap there by Danny, but WR Verstappen really setting the pace early on, with Cleanser, his usual qualifying performances coming true as per normal. F1 Aiden is the only other driver on a fast lap at the moment, and he comes down towards the hairpin on his flying lap there. His teammate have put ahead, obviously. Aiden is now in the full time in that Ferrari, so he is battling with Pred as teammates, but X6 F1 Aiden scored 8 points so far this season as a reserve. He's going to try and hope to add to that Ferrari's tally and get them off at the bottom of the Constructors' Championship. They only sit on 12 points. The team in front is Racing Point on 18 points, so they could hopefully try and aim to get ahead of them today. As 109.0 for X6 F1 Aiden, he jumps up to 7th position. Not bad at all from the Ferrari driver, but I'm sure he may want a bit more. Skoda Junior's joined the session, so he's got Ante Beacon as well, so hopefully both of them can score a good result today.
Yeah, speaking of active Beacon, usually his teammates Fapid Koot, but earlier this week, Fapid Koot announced his retirement from league racing. He will still be in the role of RFL owner, as that's a Ferrari getting out the way. I think that is, who is that? That's F1 Aiden, I think. Yeah, he's on the grass there. But Gorsh is taking place of Fapid. I think Gorsh is now a full-time driver in Racing Formula League, and expect to see him and probably Ante Beacon next week in France, coming around the hairpin. Bit of a lock-up there, slight lock-up from Ante Beacon, but now coming down in towards the main start straight. This is where the lower gears, lower wings really start to take its positive effect. 335 kilometers per hour, braking towards the chicane. Nailed that perfectly as Gorsh Crab coming across the line now, revving out 6th gear, across the line in 7th place on the medium tyres, by the way, Mugs. 1 minute 9 1 minute 9 flat. And speaking of active Beacon, he is here as well, so I think he will be a part of the race. 11 minutes, and WOR Verstappen has set the pace early.
Yep, the Racing Point driver, full time. He got pole position last time out in Monaco, but he basically threw it away on lap 1. Hopefully there's going to be no such calamities today, and if he can get pole position, that'll be a very positive result for him. And yeah, he's up on his lap at the moment. Chandler's gone to P3, by the way, and Pred into P6 while we were talking about that. Langman up into P7 as well. But here comes WR Verstappen down the back straight towards the final chicane to complete the lap. The final chicane is the most important corner on the lap. It'll make or break it. As in towards the final chicane he goes, takes that very nicely, and out wide we go, and now just a sprint to the line and wait for the lap time to appear. What time is it going to be? It's going to be a 1:08.1, a 2/10 improvement basically for WR Verstappen. He's now pulled 3 tenths ahead of Clenzo and 5 tenths ahead of Chandler. Good lap there by the Racing Point driver, but can he continue it and hold off probably Clenzo and Chandler, who will come at him later in the session, as Nomad has gone up into P2 in the Mercedes. A 1:08.2, a brilliant lap there by the Mercedes driver, and the Bossman representative is so close to Verstappen at the moment. That is a shot
I see rain.
And a half.
I see rain. Rain, yeah, that is rain. Oh dear, okay. Yeah.
And JJ's just gone up into 4th.
Yeah, okay, the rain has came in Montreal, and that qualifying session is over. I do not think the track will get any better from here on out. I was about to say, WOR Verstappen on his qualifying lap actually took the hairpin in 3rd gear, believe it or not. Most drivers who've been practicing really struggle with the corner, with understeer, but he took it in 3rd gear. And that's a great lap time from WOR Verstappen, 1 minute 8.1. And now, with the rain coming down, that's it. Our job for commentating this qualifying session is over, since the rain doesn't make the track more quicker, obviously. But it is WOR Verstappen who takes...
pushing. I mean, I'd be surprised if he improved, sorry. He was up in the 1st sector. He'll probably go down, and he did. He was 5 tenths down the end.
Yeah.
But not a bad lap by Danny, considering the rain. Not a bad lap at all. Jolly is 7 seconds down in the 1st sector, so he's not going to do anything. Langman's fitted on the intermediate, so he may well be going out to practice. Maybe that will suggest some rain in the race. As Dutch Game Lars has span out and into the wall. And
he's in the wall.
Very, very tricky, of course, to manage them. Yeah, he slides off, though, into the wall. Adam... He hasn't set a lap yet, actually.
Set a lap time.
Adam, the man in 4th in the championship, hasn't set a lap time here. The rain has caught him off guard, and he will be starting from the back of the grid without a phenomenal lap in the last 8 minutes here during the rain.
Yeah, that's a good thing starting at the back. You never know, especially if the rain is heavy. If the race is heavy rain or intermediate conditions. Obviously, if you remember, season two of the Canadian Grand Prix, it was heavy rain for the race. I think that was a race that you commentated on. I think it was full heavy rain. So yeah, we do know about how tricky this track is on heavy rain conditions. The DRS has been disabled, and there you go. So it is WOR Verstappen taking a second consecutive pole position here in this rain-soaked Canadian Grand Prix qualifying. BMG Nomad, I think that is his best qualifier of the season, second place. Very clutch there from the BMG boys. Actually, it's a BMG 2-3, believe it or not, with Nomad getting the better of Clenzo. JJ Rock is in fourth place with Chandler Saita in fifth. Atmaz as well in sixth, with Danny F31 in seventh, and Predator, UK Dark Predator, otherwise known as AMS Predator, he's in eighth. Langman has spun on the intermediates, and yeah, pretty much. Jolly, the championship leader though, he's in ninth place. The rain really caught him off guard, and if we have learned one thing about this race, I think the midfield is probably the most dangerous position to be in, because it's tight, it's twisty, it's narrow, and plus contact can happen. And if there's one thing that Jolly can't afford, it's contact. And why is Gorsh and Langman doing donuts? Can you just retire, boys? Get it over
literally
with.
said no, not to do that, but they're doing it. So that's gonna be probably
probably getting penalties or something.
good.
Yeah.
Game of Lars and Rossi need to retire as well. So hopefully they'll retire soon. But yeah, WR Verstappen on pole position, second pole position in a row, and he scored 2 points so far this season, all from pole position points. But hopefully this time it will change, and he will score some points from actually driving and finishing the race. He's in a perfect position this time, and he has a Mercedes alongside him like he did in Monaco, but this time it's Nomad alongside him with Chandler down in fifth position. Strong qualifier for Mercedes as well. They've shot really up the constructor in the last few races, especially with Chandler's win, and I think they're going to do the same again this time around.
Yep, you never know, especially with what this what the race could be like. Now we're just waiting for Flying Rossi and Gorsh to retire from the session. They're not going to improve, but maybe it's practice. Maybe actually, wait, did he improve from that time? I'm not sure. No, he didn't. Obviously, no, he didn't. What am I talking about? But anyway, as we just wait for Gorsh to retire, I think he might. I think he's just doing.
But I think Rossi said in the chat that he's not actually at the.
There he goes.
Now. So Gorsh now will retire without holding up the lobby anymore, because
there you go. There's damage from Wayne. We just want to see a race, and hopefully it retires. What is he doing? I have no idea. There he goes. Good job. Anyway, so after a bit of a rain-interrupted qualifying session here for the Season 4 Canadian Grand Prix, it is once again WOR Verstappen in the Racing Point who takes pole position. Actually less than a tenth from BMG Nomad. Good job there from BMG Nomad. Also followed by his BMG teammate Clenzo in the Alfa Romeo. Also a tenth away. Wow. So the BMG boys really competitive this weekend. JJ Rock is in fourth place. The winner of the Monaco Grand Prix, Chandler, starts in fifth, and Irel Atmaz will start ahead of his season 3 rival, Danny F31. AMS Predator is in eighth, with Jolly in ninth, and Gorsh rounds out top 10.
Yep, so it's going to be an interesting race. Gorsh starting on mediums, by the way, should mention that. Everyone else in the top 9 on softs. Then obviously outside the top 10 you get free choice of tyres, so we'll get to see probably a mix. We've got 19 cars racing. We also, because we have Genie and Antiv joining, but they're on default setup. Will that help them, or will that affect them? Probably not going to help them, but it could affect them quite badly, especially with this being quite a straight line circuit. So we will see what how they do, how they progress through the field. But looking at the grid at the moment, who's your pick to take the win?
I mean, I've got to say it. I mean, predictable, boring, but WO Verstappen, if he can survive the first couple of corners, without any contact and just slightly pull away, it's just a game of how consistent can you be without getting a warning or a penalty. I do believe that penalty will decide some positions and maybe even the race win. But listen, if WO Verstappen can keep it consistent, keep it quick, but most importantly, keep it off the barriers and not get penalties, I say that WO Verstappen has a very good chance of taking this race win. But don't forget Nomad and Clenzo as well. They can get good starts as well, like Vettel in 2016. You never know what Clenzo could do. I think Clenzo is looking for his first win in Tier 1, and that would be a great way to win if he could win from P3 on the grid. Chandler looking to keep up his run of momentum after winning last week in Monaco, and also RFL Atmaz, last season's champion. It's been a bit of a rocky start for the reigning champion of RFL Atmaz, but he's looking to get on the podium today. And speaking of the champion, the championship leader, Jolly, starts from 9th place, probably the most dangerous position on the grid, starting behind. I can hear massive echo here.
I'll just adjust my mic a little bit then. Speak.
Yep, so Jolly, it's a massive hold up here between Danny, massive hold up between Jolly, Danny and Predator as well. Bit of contact there between, collision, they're going to be disqualified. Shout out to the chat, by the way, you are watching this. Comment down below or on the comment section, whatever it is. Who do you think is going to win the race and why? And who do you think is going to be the driver of the day? Pretty much as the rest of the grid is now forming up, we should get this race underway. Jolly's got a bit of a task ahead of him if he wants to get a good position today, but nothing is impossible.
Yep, so WO Verstappen will line up on pole position of Nomad, Clenzo, JJ and Chandler. Those are your top 5, and those are the ones to watch. As you mentioned, Jolly, championship leader, starts quite low down, but so does Bunsen. Just a quick word on the tyres. All outside the top 10 start on mediums, except Langman and Squidgy Genie, who are 11th and 18th. So everyone else is on mediums. They could be doing the 1 stop, they could also be doing the 2 stop. Both options are possible. That's easily, it's going to be one of the most interesting races on strategy all season, but it's also going to involve lots of overtaking, lots of drama, and potentially a bit of controversy as well. As here comes the lights of head of the drivers, 4, 5 lights. WO Verstappen on pole position on the right hand side, and we're away in Canada. Decent start there by WO Verstappen. Can Nomad get the jump? He's got a better start, and round the outside goes Nomad. Can he get the position? No, he can't, but on the inside there of turn 2 he cuts across a little bit, and he's still hanging on the inside, and now down towards the turn 3. The 2 leaders are side by side, but Nomad tucks in behind. WO Verstappen. Clenzo holds 3rd. Jolly up to 5th already. Brilliant start there by the championship leader, with Chandler into 6th place. And has dropped down as Nomad has got the lead. Round the outside he goes. He's trying to get the lead. He has to cut the grass there and almost takes out WO Verstappen, as now Clenzo takes the 2nd place. JJ's trying to get ahead of Nomad as well. Down towards turn 8 they go. On the inside is JJ Rocks, on the outside is BMG Nomad, and Nomad holds the outside line and holds the position, but Nomad is very aggressive at the curbs already. He's been off track once or twice already, and I'd be surprised if he didn't have damage. He has made a bit of contact so far in this opening lap. Clenzo though, right on the back of Verstappen as they enter the hairpin for the first time, and Verstappen runs a little bit wide, but with a better exit by running the wider line. Clenzo may not be able to make a challenge down towards the chicane. I think he's a bit too far back. He's 4 tenths behind. Without DRS enabled, there is no way he can get past. So WO Verstappen leads ahead of Clenzo, Nomad and JJ.
Yeah, Jolly trying to make a move down the inside of JJ Rock. What a start from Jolly as well. I'm actually surprised how all they managed to get through somewhat cleanly for the first couple of corners. Expecting some type of damage there, but listen, Nomad, at the beginning, I thought he was going to sweep around the outside, but he wasn't going to give up without a fight, and he did fight, but he fought too hard, and Clenzo is now into 2nd place as well. But listen, Jolly is the man to watch out for. If he can keep pace with the top 4 as well, then maybe he has a chance of winning this race. Langman has made 3 positions as well. He started in 11th and now he's in up to 8th place. Atmaz has had a terrible start. What's happened to Atmaz? You see he got front wing damage? I'm not really sure, but he's fallen 4 positions from 6th down to 10th as well, and also Gorsh as well. He's fallen a couple of positions, and also Ian Boy as well, and also Scritchy and Active Beacon, who have the default setups. But it's WR Verstappen in the lead, followed by Clenzo and then Nomad as well, as the chase begins.
Yep, Clenzo on the back of WR Verstappen. The gap closed severely in the hairpin. I don't know whether Verstappen ran wide again. That could well have been possible, as DRS is now going to be enabled as they cross the line to start lap 3 of the race. Lap 3 of 35 laps around here, as the yellow flag in section 2. Jolly around the outside of JJ though, for P4, and now the inside for turn 2. Could this be P4 for the championship leader?
Nice.
And it is P4 for the championship leader. Chandler trying to follow him through. He can't yet do so. He's a bit too far back to make any sort of move there. But JJ rocks. He's made contact with Jolly, and Jolly's been spun around, and Chandler doesn't collect him. But Jolly is in the wall, and Renault there almost getting caught up in the collision there.
Gosh,
Jolly trying to spin around there. Yeah, Gorsh involved in that as well. I think he may have got caught up by Jolly's spinning car. So Jolly and Gorsh relegated to the back of the grid as AMS, Pred, Brumson and Ansmad all going side by side here. A huge battle for P6. Brumson made a brilliant start, up 8 places actually from P14. And the man second in the championship could be making up ground on his championship leader this season. He could be making up ground this race if he can keep up this form. He's 1.9 behind Chandler, and that's his next target.
Yeah, what happened there? Massive like shuffle for positions there between the Haas there of Brumson, but Jolly as well. What an absolute terrible disaster that was for him. He was in 4th or 5th place, and he got spammed, trying to see if he's got damage on his front wing. I don't think he has.
Oh, here goes Nomad down the inside of Clenzo. In towards turn 1, he can't make a movement there around the outside of turn 2, he can't, but on the switchback potentially, he's got more speed at the moment, it looks like Nomad. He looks like he was feisty to make that move, but he just can't make it, and he has to stay in P3.
Yeah, Dutchess off, they made contact there with the Ferrari of F1 Aiden, and now that's going to be dangerous though for Active Beacon as well. Danny is in the pits as well, that's a bit of a Jolly as well, so he has got front wing damage, I think, was he? Oh no, he's not, he's coming to change his tyres. But that's a shocking start for the championship leader. What was once a promising start is now turned upside down, and I think we truly have a race on our hands here, especially with maybe the top 5.
Yep, Clenzo's now dropped out of DRS from WR Verstappen. That could be huge in the context of this entire race, and that could give the opportunity to the Mercedes of BMG Nomad, the man who started in the front row of the grid for the 2nd time this season, I believe. He now has the opportunity to try and make a move on Clenzo without Clenzo having that DRS assistance, which probably kept Clenzo ahead last time around. But this time around, there's no such helping for Clenzo, and Nomad has to try and move, because otherwise Verstappen's getting away. So here comes Nomad. He's catching, but is he going to make a move towards turn 1? No, he doesn't. He stays behind Clenzo. He's a bit too far behind in towards turn 1, and now Clenzo through turn 2 ahead of Nomad, ahead of JJ Roggs, who's 1.6 seconds behind this battle, and Chandler 1.4 further behind that battle as well, as Brunson actually dropped behind Pred and Ansman. I'm not sure what's happened there. He was much closer to the battle between Chandler and JJ, and now he's behind Ansman and Pred in P8.
Yeah, Active Beacon coming into the pit lane as well. His disaster of the season continues well. He's had to change for new tyres and a new front wing, and I think Jolly might get him. No, he won't actually. I don't think. Let's see between Jolly and Active Beacon, and Active Beacon gets ahead of Jolly as well. So not a good start for Danny, Active Beacon, and Jolly and Renault as well. But let's see if Nomad with the DRS can do something to get 2nd place back from BMG Clenzo. Obviously they're on the same team, of course, so they don't want to fight too hard, but they are fierce rivals, is Nomad and Clenzo. In towards the chicane beautifully. Oh, slides as well, and I think that might be thanks to either the tyre temperatures or just the tyre wear, which do play a massive factor, as Brumson gets, I believe, the first penalty of the race, 3-second time penalty for his multiple warnings as well. Let's see what's going on further down. Got a bit of a battle here. We've got 1, 2, 3 between Pred, Amaz, Pred, and Brumson as well. Maybe Rossi can join the fight here, but Clenzo is struggling here. Is Clenzo for his rear tyres as well, and I think in this next lap he could be passed for 2nd place here. Slightly sliding on
the usual with Clenzo. He always loses it on race pace compared to quali pace, but the quali pace has given him a good starting baseline position, but now he's got to really try and stop the fallback that we usually see with Clenzo. And Nomad, I can see he's faster, he's got more race pace, but he just can't get past. And JJ and Chandler are catching. Chandler's actually in DOS range of JJ and could well make a move here. I think he's more likely to make a move than Nomad is on Cleanser the way everything's going. As Nomad's into the pits, what's happened? Did they almost come together?
Yeah, they almost came together there. He was coming into the pits here, had to just break and avoid them. That could have been a horrendous accident there between the BMG boys. And let's see, so Nomad comes out for a set of mediums, and he's going to come out, where's he going to come out? 10th. He's going to come out probably behind Dotch, let's see, behind Adam as well. There's Squidgy, let's see when Nomad comes out, and he comes out 14th maybe? 13th. So he comes out 13th, is that unlucky number 13 for BMG Nomad? We don't know yet, but Danny, fast lap, and that is probably something you can take out as what has been another disastrous race for Danny at 31 in a season that he really wanted to get back to his winning ways as well. Let's see, so position changes.
Look
again.
how quickly Chandler is catching up to Cleanser actually. Well, Gaps was 1.2 seconds. It was much more than that last time out. It was about 2.2 seconds this time last lap. So really, Cleanser's struggling, but Chandler has a lot of pace, even more than our race leader, W. Verstappen. Is what's happening in the second sector. I think that might be Squidgy Genie.
Yeah, Squidgy
has gone off. And he's
damage.
He's now behind. Was that JJ Rocks picking up a 5-second penalty, by the way? I saw.
Yeah, Cleanser's got a penalty as well.
Cleanser's picking up a 5-second penalty.
Speeding in the pit lane as well, so that's. I don't know if he
got.
And
as well.
Yeah. So it looks like Alfa Romeo. Let's see. So there's Chandler, and I think Chandler has got the jump. Maybe on Cleanser.
And Cleanser had a front wing issue. That was his problem. He had front wing change. He come out behind Pred. Where will he come out in relation to the rest of the field? He will come out ahead of Danny and behind Pred, who's behind Langman as a result as well.
Yeah.
Chandler's come out behind JJ Rocks. Nomad at the moment is not
there
too
goes
far
Aiden!
away from...
Aiden's hit him! Oh no, that's a disaster. Major problems there. Aiden, Span, and Antmaz. Antmaz is locked this season. You think it could get better with the qualifying, but no, he's got front wing damage, and the Alfa Romeo, but he's got to be careful though, and he's, bit of contact there with the Mercedes. I think he's slightly hit the wall there, but he's got damage on his front wing, and that is not what he wanted. And Antmaz's terrible season continues. He got damage there on the left side of his end plate. Oh, Alfa Romeo once again just having an unfortunate race as Cleanser. Look at this massive battle here for P5. We could have a triple overtake here. Here comes Nomad down the inside, and there goes Ian Boy into the pit lane, in towards the chicane, and Nomad is in. So we've got Brumson and Ian Boy.
Verstappen coming out.
Gorsh is retired.
In relation to Nomad, Gorsh is retired, but W. Verstappen comes out
Nomad,
just ahead of Nomad. Nomad though gained a lot of time. Nomad picked up a penalty. Is that his first or second? I'm pretty sure.
Second. Cleanser as well got a penalty as well. Okay, so now we're seeing that penalty is starting to really come into effect here, and W.O. Verstappen is actually behind Dutch Les right there, and I think is he pitted? Let's see about the pit stops.
There he goes to the inside. W.O. Verstappen on the inside of the chicane. He's made the move, stick, and that was pretty easy at the end, but now he's got to be careful he does not caught back up by Dutch Gamers Lars on the main straight, because, well, the main really overtaking opportunity. You can look how close he is through that hairpin, but on traction, you can just see W.O. Verstappen just pull away there, but even so with DOS and a bit of slipstream, this could well be Dutch Gamers Lars' position for the taking. He's catching, but I think he's a bit too far back, and I don't think he wants to try any risky move here, as he breaks deep into the chicane. W.O. Verstappen's now picked up a penalty. Rossi's into the pits was race leader, but he's not legitimately there. Dutch Gamers Lars is a bit too far back to make a move, and now he's going to come under pressure from BMG Nomad. As he's battling, JJ Rocks is battling with Adam, and he goes round the outside of turn 1 and to the inside of turn 2. He's made the position, he's up into P4.
Yep, so technically JJ Rock is now in a net P3, I think, and Adam, who hasn't pitted yet, so pretty much Chandler's in a net P4. Langman's done a good job, he's in a net P5 as well, once Dodge and Adam all pit. But the gap is starting to extend between W.O. Verstappen and Dutch Gamers Lars, and Nomad, excuse me, is just waiting probably, try and get that DRS, trying to overtake him on the main straight, and I think Dutch just went a little bit wide. It's not exactly what he wanted him to do, but he will get the DRS and the slipstream and the ERS as well. Is he going to go inside? That's very tight. Don't want to hit the wall though. And that is BMG Nomad in towards second position, and now he can charge towards WO of Verstappen as Dutch Lars hits the wall there. Let's see what else is going on.
Yeah, 1.3 now is the gap between the two leaders. We'll see how that gap develops. Obviously, Nomad is on the older tyre, so we could well expect.
Yeah, Pred and Langman as well, and Cleanser there side by side. Cleanser's in the wall there, made a bit of contact there again with Langman. Hopefully, there's no damage there. Jolly as well. He also has a 3-second time penalty as well. So the penalties are starting to really come into a bit of a factor in today's race. Predator and Langman had a bit of contact there, entering the first two corners as well. And I think Cleanser just got sandwiched as well. See if Langman tries to overtake. No, he doesn't. I think he's just going to wait for the DRS. Chandler trying to catch to JJ Rock there. The gap's less than a second. I don't think he will overtake him.
Langman now is pretty much in the prime opportunity now to get past Pred. He's catching, he's got DRS, Pred has no response, and Cleanser's got the perfect view of this.
Easy.
As Langman to the inside, but he's still going to have to fight for it in the corner, but he gets the position done, and on the exit of the chicane, this is Cleanser's opportunity. To the inside he goes.
Oh.
Can he make a move on the inside towards turn
That's
1?
on the inside.
Yes, he does. Locking up though. He pushes Pred a little bit wide. Pred on the inside. Can Pred hold it on the inside to keep the position? No, he can't. Cleanser swooping around the outside and taking P8.
Good
Great move there by the Alfa Romeo man, who we thought the race has gone terribly, but it's actually still looking alright considering
He's actually coming back in him
probably
though.
a net P6.
He's actually coming back in him, but Cleanser does the smart thing and just covers him off as JJ Rock has gotten past Dutch Gamers Laws in the Haas right there. And JJ Rock is now on the mission to overtake WR Verstappen, but WR Verstappen just creates a bit of a gap there. I think there's a lap car. I'm not sure that's Squidgy Gene, so hopefully Squidgy Gene doesn't get in the way. Meanwhile, look at this, Chandler Sita on Dutch Game Laws. Actually, wings wise, he's got low wings. Then Dutch. Oh,
Dutch Game Lars just goes a bit wide there. He's
Yeah,
surely going to lose that position. Chandler, he does.
Yep, he does.
Adams into the pits from P6 in the Toro Rosso. He's making the first pit stop. The Dutch Game Lars is now the only man out of the top 9 who is still out on the first set of the tyres he started on. As Adams on the 2-stop, he's gone onto the soft combat tyre, so he'll go soft or soft medium. Probably soft medium.
Yeah, Mugs. Watch this battle for P6 here between Langman, Pred, Danny, and Cleanser as well. This could be very tasty here. You've got Langman here, and then you've got Cleanser all over him, and then you've got Pred, and then Danny, who's catching him. And you've got your flag in sector 2. Who's that for? Might be for I'm not really sure. But this battle actually got a couple of groups here actually formed up here. Let's see if Cleanser can overtake Langman. I don't think he can. Still about getting a good exit. In third gear as well. I've noticed that on the hairpin. They usually prefer second, but DRS here. Langman might have low wings. Let's see. Tries to go around the outside here. Tries to go around the outside. Langman spot. He's in the wall.
And that's in the wall.
He's out the race. Oh, that's a oh no, that wasn't gonna work. Usually 2 into that chicane does not work, and now we see why. And Langman is now the first victim, innocent victim. I wouldn't say of the Wall of Champions, but just 2 in 1. As look at Broomston around the outside of Active Beacon, and that is a smart move there. But Langman, you gotta feel sorry for him. Had a decent performance there, and then just. Oh man, that's very difficult to swallow for Langman, and Christian Horner will not be happy with that.
Yeah, I think obviously collision was Cleanser there. That'll be investigated after the race.
That's probably a racing incident though, right?
Yeah, but it'll be investigated nonetheless. Chandler and JJ Rocks are battling now. Chandler is going to get the move. Look at how much yellow speed he's got, but he has to back off there as JJ Rocks covered the inside line. But Chandler had committed, and he's still on the inside, and he cuts across JJ before the corner. And Chandler takes P3, and it's now a double Mercedes podium, something we're too familiar of in real life, but not so much in RFL Season 4. And what a result this will be if they can hold on to it. Next up for Chandler is BMG Nomad. He won last time out, and this result at the moment will put him second in the championship, and what a boost that will be for Chandler, who had a very rotten start to the season, really. But now it's all turning around for him, and potentially all turning around for the Mercedes team.
Yeah, Dutch Law's in the pit lane. He's gone for the soft tyres, so he's definitely doing the 2-stop. So, well, it looks like he's on the mediums, on the softs. Well,
he's on the mediums. But
yeah, tyre glitch once again.
Being a bit weird.
Yeah, I hate my game sometimes. Right, anyway, we've got JJ Rock. He's just after being overtaken by Chandler, and Chandler is a real good chance here to get another podium after winning in Monaco, but he's got to try and overtake his teammate. But what does
he actually
Mercedes
got to pull away
do?
from JJ first, though, because JJ is still within DOS range. He's pulled. I don't think JJ's close enough to make a move. You can kind of see that 8/10 of a second is a bit too far away, but
might just use it to
give
pull
or take
him
a mistake from Chandler, then it could mean that JJ is going to be in a bit of trouble towards the. Chandler's going to be in a bit of trouble when JJ could pounce, but I think JJ didn't really gain much in the DOS straight. He actually lost time over that from the detection point to now. The gap's 9/10, and I think Chandler's probably going to pull away in this first sector in the clean air.
Yeah, he will. And look at that, Rossi slides there. Imboy, this might be Imboy's opportunity. I don't think he's close enough though. No, but he's not close enough. He's not using any of his ERS, so goes down to third gear. Missed the apex. Goes down slightly first. Maybe get better traction. Turn in. Let's see what else here. We've got Danny again. The rear tyre started to slide there. Might be thanks to the tyre temperatures or just the overall tyre wear.
He's running the oldest medium tyres of anybody on the grid on the field right now. Probably the most worn tyres as well, because there is another person on 12 lap pro tyres, which is Jolly, but Jolly is on hards, not mediums. So Danny's really going to be struggling with his tyres at the moment. He'll probably be the one the slowest in the field on tyre wear, but then obviously he's quite a good driver, as we know. And he's actually keeping a decent gap. He's still quite in touching distance to Clancy, you'd say. 1.4 seconds, it's kind of maintaining at that. But when will Danny pit? He's probably going to pit about lap 20 to try and split his strategies so that he gets even on both medium combine tyres.
Yeah.
I reckon he could be on for a strong result here.
Yeah, we all know Danny has the pace. If he just stays consistent with the penalties, you know, we could get a very decent result. Meanwhile, his teammate is very close to Flying Rosary. McLaren need every position they get in the fight with Williams in the constructors' battle. They go a little bit wide. Oh, and Ian Boy actually made a good save there. He half spawned, but actually made the position. That was actually a cool overtake there from Ian Boy on the Williams. Meanwhile, you've got Atmaz, Jolly. Wow, has Jolly actually been overtaken by Aiden? Not sure. Actually, don't think he has actually. But I think Aiden's
perhaps
just,
because Aiden is on 4 lap old tyres compared to Jolly's 13, so Jolly's going to be slow. Even though we know he's another quick driver, he's going to be slow on that compound tyres now because they are much older than Aiden's, and I think Aiden's just going to pull away here, and he is already pulling away at 4/10, now it's 7/10, so obviously the DRS straight helped Jolly a little bit, but I just think it's, I just think the gap, I just think maybe Jolly's going to be able to make a move, but I think Aiden's just going to be quicker at the stage of the race, even if Jolly is a faster driver than Aiden.
Here comes Dutch Laws. Will he be close enough? Doesn't go for it. Rosary hits the wall there, bit of contact there between the two. That might be damage.
I saw some carbon fibre. I saw
damage.
Carbon fibre. Don't know which car though.
Damage for the Haas.
Game of Lars.
Yeah, he's locked up. Yeah, he's got damage there. That's a shame for the Haas boys. Not the best weekend for the Haas boys in RFL. With obviously Tom Goran retiring from the Tier 2 racing now today. Opening more contact again, and Rossi's in the wall, and there's his race probably over there. That's a bit of a shame there. And I think, he's got a load of damage.
And Jolly pits as well, so it's now Williams potentially. Oh, it's 2 cars out. That's Ian Boy and Ansmaz. Oh, collision there, down on the straight between turn 7 and 8. I was just about to mention that I think it could well be a
safety
scoreless
car
weekend for Williams, constructors leaders. As yes, safety car is out here.
Okay.
That's at the perfect time for JJ. He just got into the pits. Nomad, Chandler and WR Verstappen, the leaders, had to stay out. This is a similar situation to what we had in Australia on round 1, where the leaders just couldn't pit, but everybody else could. And that could mean that potentially we could well see the front three either lose out or have to stay out. I think they'll have to pit because those mediums won't make too much longer. But JJ Rocks now could well be able to push and make it to the end of this race. Oh no, he's got to come out behind a laps car, and therefore the laps car has its delta. JJ Rocks doesn't, so I mean it could well be close. I'm not sure, but I think JJ Rocks may well come out in the lead, or at least on a higher position than he is. I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, it is going to be close here between JJ Rock and WR Verstappen, as Verstappen comes in towards the main straight. You know who this helps? So this helps Jolly though. He was having a terrible race, and now the safety car comes out, and he's not going to pit. Obviously, he's just pitted. So this is the perfect time for a safety car to, reignite Jolly's race if he can catch up to the pack. As F1 Aiden comes into the pits for a new set of mediums. So let's see. So WR Verstappen pits. What tyres does he go on?
The two Mercedes are so close together, actually. What's going to happen here? Because the two Mercedes come into pits. Chandler ahead of Nomad. Who's going to...
He's going to get held up.
Well, will this affect Nomad? Nomad will get held up, but how badly will he get held up? So he's already being held up now. Chandler's got released. Nomad's in now. Clenzo's just gone ahead. I think Nomad's going to get ahead. He's going to be close with Clenzo, actually. JJ's coming down the main straight now. He's ahead of Nomad. He's ahead of Clenzo. So JJ's now on the podium, and I think it could be well be close. Chandler versus JJ Rocks in towards turn 1. Chandler's got the position, but Nomad, will he come out ahead? Yeah, Danny's actually got in here, but will he come out ahead of Nomad? He will. So Nomad's down to P5. That's not helped him at all well. Clenzo in P6, but then look at Brumson. Brumson could well get into P6 now, so let's have a look at this. If they come out the pits, and it's going to be Brumson in P6 and Clenzo in P7.
Wow,
okay.
So,
but then Brumson is on the medium, the hard compound tyres, which will not be as quick. We saw that in the Tier 2 race, where we saw a safety car as well. So that's actually a double safety car restart in RFL, which is very, very interesting. On a very similar lap as well.
Yeah, very similar lap with multiple laps to go, but still a lot.
I think it's the same lap, actually. I think Tier 2 safety car and Tier 1 safety car, the exact same lap, like lap 19. Leighton's pointing out, same lap as Tier 2 with safety car. So that's a weird coincidence here in Canada. But I think now we're in for an absolutely thrilling climax, because you've got WR Verstappen and Chandler out together, out in front. And Chandler has some good pace towards the end of that, in that stint.
Was Danny as well. Like, his race has now been saved. Now he has a chance to get in the podium, and not just a podium, but a win in Canada as well. After winning in Australia, like, this is Danny's chance to really get his season back on track though. But JJ Rock and Chandler, and of course WR Verstappen, are very tough customers to overtake. There's a bit of shuffling going on between all of the cars. It's here. Cleanser there, Pred in 8th as well. But Dutch Laws trying to catch up as well.
Interesting that Pred didn't pit. He's on 6-lap-old medium tyres. Will they to make the end, and how good will they be as it's locking up there ahead of Pred? Not sure what's going on in front, but and you've also got Lars and Rozzy on medium, on soft, not the mediums, which might not make the end. So interesting strategy calls up and down the field here, with some on hard, some on old mediums, and some on softs. Softs, I think, is a struggle. They only saw the first stint taking about 8 laps.
Mediums.
So this safety car's going to need to... Oh, the mediums, they can go 15, but Prad's 6-lap-old ones might not be able to go the full distance. And if they do, they'll be quite slow towards the end compared to everyone's 1 lap. There's contact ahead, there's carbon fibre. Clenzo, I think, was involved. I saw Sauber, whitish front wing. It could be a Nomad as well involved in that. Safety car in his lap.
He's got damage on his front left, front right. Look, he's got damage. Oh, more contact there with
I can see it.
Nomad as well, so he's got damage as well.
Nomad has damage as well. And there's more contact. That's Danny. Danny's got contact now.
Danny's got contact.
And there's more carbon fibre. JJ's got a penalty. Wow, I don't know what is going
What
on.
is
in this
WR Verstappen doing? He just held everyone up and everyone's got damage. Is that
Safety
deliberate?
car's in this lap though. No safety car's in this lap. He's back in the field.
Yeah,
as he
he's
should
going.
Be. And here we
He's
go
gone.
again. WR Verstappen leads the field ahead of Chandler, ahead of JJ, Danny ahead of Nomad, ahead of Brunson, ahead of Clenzo. But some of those have damage and some of those will pit. Danny's in the pits, Clenzo's in the pits. Nomad actually stays out despite having damage. And JJ's got a penalty. But WR Verstappen did a perfect getaway there ahead of Chandler. He is 8 tenths ahead as we head into turn 1, but locking up there in towards turn 2. WR Verstappen has to try and knuckle down and get out of DRS before 2 laps time, as Pred is up into P6. What's happening here with he's battling with Dutch Gamer Lars and Adam, as Dutch Gamer Lars goes down the inside and towards the corner. There's a bit of contact and sliding through the corner there is Amos Pred, as Adam then round the outside and then in goes and then here comes Rossi down the inside and now on the outside before the back straight. Huge battling with Pred, but I'm not sure what happened to Dutch Gamer Lars, whether he has a bit of contact or penalty, as Pred has gained a corner cutting penalty. That will be reviewed I'm sure after, because that's after gaining 1 place, as Dutch Gamer Lars is trying to have a look at Rossi, who's trying to have a look at Pred also. So battling here for P7, as there goes Rossi down the inside. He outbreaks himself though, and then he's going to drop down behind his teammate. No, he's actually going to drop equal to his teammate and just ahead. And the 2 Williams now, this is a brilliant opportunity for Jolly, who's now 11th, trying to chase down his teammate. But here comes Dutch Gamer Lars on Pred, round to the outside he goes. Nope. He can't make a move though, and Pred stays ahead. Adams beginning a 5-second penalty for corner cutting, but now a good run on the exit. Clenzo's out the race, but on the inside comes Dutch Gamer Lars. To the inside he goes, and down the inside, a bit of contact there between the pair. But Dutch Gamer Lars, and there's more contact in Pred's round. Pred is round, and he is down into P12, and Dutch Gamer Lars gets that position in the end. Yellow flag in sector 3, I'm pretty sure that's going to be for Danny or Scudgigini, but they're both okay at the moment. It could well be for Clenzo's AI, not sure, but WR Verstappen now has pulled a second gap ahead of Chandler, and then he's ahead of JJ, who has a 5-second penalty, and he's ahead of Nomad, who's actually got some good pace early on, with Brunson on those halves really struggling and under pressure from Adam, 45.
Johnny's got to be careful. He's got his teammates and Dutch and also Aiden as well to try and deal with, and they're fighting away very aggressively there. He's got to be careful. He wants to try and salvage something from this Grand Prix weekend. As Jolly as well. Let's see, what's this train? Let's see, this might be a triple, maybe 3 wide moments here. Here comes Dutch Lars. Which way he's going to go? Around the outside? No, he's not. Got to be careful. He's losing time now. Here's the 2 Williams. His Dutch has also got a penalty as well. Pred, Aiden has actually extended his gap here. Now Rossi, Jolly just nearly making contact with his teammate's rear of the car there. It's in Brunson as well. Adam has actually made 12 positions in this race. 12. That's actually decent, and considering the penalties, has Adam even wait? Let's check. Has Adam got a penalty? He's got a penalty. Yeah, got 2 penalties. So who knows? But Adam might actually get
penalty position as a whole, actually.
Okay, so
like especially with the leaders.
WO Verstappen has a penalty, and that's it. 1 penalty. Chandler he actually has nothing. He actually has only 2 warnings. JJ Rock has a penalty. And a 5-second time penalty. I don't know if that's going to be removed though. BMG Nomad, a penalty. That's it. Adam, we've said he's got a penalty. Brunson has a penalty plus warning and 2 warnings. Aiden has nothing. Dodge has a penalty. Rossi has a penalty. Jolly has a penalty. That's it, 1 penalty. Pred has a 5-second time penalty and another penalty and another 5-second time penalty. And yeah, Antib has penalty, another penalty and another penalty. Pretty much. So yeah, penalties might decide this race, Morgs.
Yeah, because Chandler has no penalties, but WR Verstappen just 1.2 ahead has 1 3-second penalty. So at the moment, Chandler is in the position to win, but he's got to stay in that position to win. There's a long way yet to go. 10 laps after this one to go in this race, and at the moment WR Verstappen has done everything right, but he's coming under pressure from the winner of last time out, Monaco, and Chandler could well be on for winning 2 races in a row in RFL Season 4. Tier 1, which will be brilliant considering the start of his season. He could well be the man to challenge Jolly in this season, but then again, he's got to now keep it clean because he can't afford to get any more warnings, because otherwise his chance at a win will have to come on track where he has to overtake in front, as Jolly's picked up a penalty, as Bumson has come into the pits. So Bumson on the hards has come into the pits here, and he was in a decent position. So disappointment for him. He's got a front wing change, of course he does, because there'd be no other reason for him to pit at this stage. So he's going to come into the pits, he's going to go on the soft compound tyres, he's going to try and go fastest lap as well. Pred's in the pits as well. Danny's now going to take a point position, which he probably wouldn't have expected a couple laps ago. With Jolly, Aiden, Dutch Game Law and Flying Aussie. Look at this battle for 6th place at the moment. All line astern as they head down, as look at Jolly trying to squirming away for grip there. And on the exit now, it's Flying Aussie ahead of Dutch Game Law, ahead of Aiden, ahead of Jolly. But the front two of this battle are on soft compound tyres. They may have to pit again, but we'll see. As Dutch Game of Lars goes out wide, he loses the position to both Aiden and Jolly, and they move up one place there. As now Aiden is on the back of Flying Rozzy, and Jolly behind him. It's William sandwich really with F1 Aiden, and moment the constructors leaders are gonna have to try and work together to help Jolly dispatch F1 Aiden and avoid Aiden from getting a vulnerable Rozzy. You give him old soft, and look at this. Look at how close Aiden is, and this is going to be an easy move surely around the outside. But he goes to the outside, and that could be tricky as he goes around the outside now to the inside of turn 2. Bit of wheel banging there between the pair, but to the inside, and now holds the inside towards turn 3, but he doesn't have the traction to hold the position and hold the line, and he loses out, and he stays in P7. But he's still all over the back of Flying Rozzy, as now there's another DOS straight coming up after the chicane, and into the back of him he goes. Rozzy has really made a bit of contact there with Aiden, who's gone into the back of Rozzy, as now Aiden down the straight in towards the chicane. There is no nothing there for Aiden. I think these tyres are really going off though, because look at Lars, he's losing time and time, hand over fist compared to them ahead. They're 8-lap-old softs now. This is a time where normally they'd come into pit and change the softs in normal circumstances. But will Rozzy do that? Because he's got a teammate to think about, and a teammate who's fighting for the championship. And the more he can do this, the better it is for Jolly, because potentially it will give Jolly the opportunity to overtake, but then also you're giving Aiden DOS advantages. Jolly's picked up another penalty. He picked up a penalty just a few moments ago. Now he's got another one. Let's look at this. Here comes Jolly, and now here comes Aiden. And Aiden round the outside, now the inside of turn 2. But Jolly Rozzy runs out wide, and Aiden can't find a way past.
Yeah, he can't find a way past. He can't find a way past that wide Williams, who probably is doing Williams and his teammate Jolly a massive favour, and probably team orders has been implemented in towards the Williams team, and Claire has desperately said to Flying Rozzy to hold up Aiden for the sake of Jolly, but it's not helping him because Aiden also has DRS as well. Oh, that's so close there. You think he's going to make contact with him, and then he just slightly locks up and just slows down just in time. But Jolly's got a bit of a run here. Will he try and get down the inside into what's happening? He tries to, he does. And he's going to watch out for his teammate though with his side by side. Who's going to get the better traction here? I think it's going to be Rozzy. Rozzy's giving him little room, but Jolly, with his teammate Slipstream, is going to try and edge it out here. And I think Jolly has him, and he does have him, thanks to his teammate. Jolly also has a bit of contact.
It's contact!
And Aiden's out. Aiden has crashed out. And that will be looked into. As far as Jolly is concerned, he's lucky. Does he have damage? Don't think he does again. So Jolly escapes death multiple times in this race, and it's not been him who's been crashing out, it's been other drivers as well. And I don't know if that's going to be looked into, but Jolly's going to be sweating in that cockpit right now, because he realizes that he needs every point he can get, and the 6-7 is looking good. But I think Jolly is looking at the 6th place, and maybe Rozzy is probably going to let him through, maybe, who knows. But
I think
Jolly needs
because Judge Game Lars has just pitted. He'd obviously almost ran out of all his grip, and he has to pit. So potentially Rozzy's going to pit, and we've seen him struggling in the last couple of laps for grip, which is why Aiden's been all over the back of him, and Jolly also. So now down the straight we go. Let's see whether Rossi comes into the pits because this will promote Jolly to 7th place or promote Danny to 7th place, which you probably didn't expect.
No, he's up here.
Everything, but actually, Rossi stays out. So Rossi's going to try and stick this out to the end, surely, because now it would be a stupid moment to pit because he's just losing time over Dutch Gamer Lars and losing opportunity to catch up to Ante Beacon or Bunsen, who are just in the points.
JJ has no penalty as well.
Yep, JJ another penalty. At the moment, though, is between the two leaders for the win. The gap at the moment between Chandler and WR Verstappen is 1.3 seconds, but Chandler has a penalty in hand. WR Verstappen has one penalty, whilst I just saw a BWT wing off. That is, I think WR Verstappen has damage there on the right hand side of his car. And now look at this, Chandler has got the opportunity to not only win on penalties, but to win on track as well, because WR Verstappen has damage. He claimed it on the outside of the chicane on turn 10. As WR Verstappen, he has to stay out. It's only minor. It's not going to affect him in terms of losing the podium, you'd think. And you can see Chandler is beginning to catch up. He's now within DRS range, but he's not actually got DRS this lap because
he's lost the side
he was a bit too far back at the section.
On his right-hand side, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can see the gap is closing and closing. And does Chandler know about the penalty situation as well as the front wing situation with WR Verstappen? He can see the win just ahead of him, just the other side of this racing point car is victory, and a second victory on the bounce for Chandler. And what a result that will be, considering the poor result and poor season he's had so far before this. And to be honest, if you think about some of the results he's had in the season, he could have got top 4 in Australia, he could have got a podium in Bahrain, but didn't. And if you include that, he could well be right up with Jolly in the championship at the moment if he can win this race. But he's not going to be, because he's going to be second in the championship though, either way. Whether he comes first or second in this race, he's going to come second in the championship, because Brumson's far down and Danny's far down. But here comes Chandler. He's 5 tenths of a second behind Verstappen, but it's a bit too far back to make a move. And Verstappen will hold the lead as we start lap 32 of 35 around RFL Canada in Season 4.
Yeah, now it's just a question of what does Chandler do? Like, he's got JJ, you know, JJ is like, he's losing hand over fist, but what does he do? Like, he has to play consistently. He can't rush in and make a mistake. Like, he's got to play this smartly. He can't like cut the corner in case he gets a penalty, and if he tries to overtake, he might get damaged. And those two are the last thing that Chandler needs. He's got to try and play the smartly to a point where he's going to win either way. But what does he do? Does he overtake Verstappen, or does he wait until the end of the race to see if he wins on penalties? Chandler knows he hasn't got a penalty. He knows that Verstappen has a penalty, but does Verstappen know that Chandler doesn't have a penalty? And I think he probably doesn't know until the end, but it's just under 5 tenths now. This might be the winning overtake. See, no, he's not actually. He's saving his ERS. That's a smart thing to do here. Let's see, so what does Chandler do? I think he's just going to wait it out until the end. No need to overtake, no need to force the issue. 3 laps to go, and Chandler might be looking at his second victory of the season.
The second win in a row is United States versus Canada, because Chandler is from the United States and WR Verstappen is from Canada, so obviously the two countries. It's kind of like in England versus Wales, for more of you more familiar, or Scotland versus England, for more of you more familiar with the British side or European side of things. But it's basically that version in the US. It's Chandler versus WR Verstappen.
Jolly's got past teammates
USA
as well.
versus Canada as Jolly. Yeah, he's ahead of his teammate now, and he's just behind Adam for P5. So Jolly could well salvage a decent result here. He goes to the inside. No, he doesn't. He's right on the back of Adam though. Which way is he going to go? Where is he going to go? Is he going to find a way to force the issue here and find a way past the Toro Rosso car? To the inside he goes. He's going to get past the chicane on the inside line. He gets past and he holds the position down the straight, but then he's going to come under pressure later on. But here comes Chandler on WR Verstappen. He backs off. He's going into no ERS again, and he's going to hold P2. And where is he going to wait though? Is he going to wait for lap 34, the penultimate lap? Because sometimes you can't make the move always into the final chicane. Or is he going to hold it out to lap 35? But then,
wait till the end.
Well, he'll have the opportunity on But then
Probably
lap
wait
35, he
yeah.
may well not make the move. And if he picks up a penalty, that's a huge risk that he's playing here.
Yeah.
He's risking that he will not get a penalty. And under the pressure, it's easy just to take a little bit too much curb on the inside or outside of a corner. And the set yellow flag in sector 2, but I don't see anyone dropping
That's
down the order
spongy.
too much.
Squidgy.
It's squidgy.
Yep.
Yep. Unfortunate for the Toro Rosso man, not Toro Rosso, Racing Point man, who his teammates in the lead, but he's under a whole load of pressure at the moment with Chandler all over the back of him, breathing down his neck for this race victory in penalties and on-track position. As here comes Chandler.
Car.
He goes into the hairpin once again, and on the exit we go for round number 34 on this straight, but it's not going to be an overtaking opportunity. The gap increased on the exit. And look at Verstappen, he's weaving. Verstappen's weaving. Don't know why he was doing that. He's losing time. It's as if he wanted Chandler to overtake there, because maybe he wants an opportunity on the final lap. Do you want to double check Chandler's penalties just in case we're getting it wrong?
I'm going to do that.
As Chandler in towards turn 1 to start the final lap of the race. He's behind WR Verstappen, who has one penalty, potentially more if we've missed something. I assume we haven't. But at the moment, it's Chandler on course to take a second victory in a row. But he's got one lap just to hold on to it, because he could easily just make one mistake and cut the corner a little bit. Make a mistake, and WR Verstappen is right there as well. He could put him off as well, because just having a car in front of you excuse me, could ruin your reference points and ruin your braking and potentially cost you a warning and therefore a race win. As here we go on lap 35 into the hairpin for one final time.
So
Verstappen
close.
taking his usual wide line for his good traction. Chandler taking a closer, tighter line through that corner. As down the straight we go. Is Chandler going to try and make a move?
Yes,
He's trying to make a move. Verstappen to the inside. Chandler to the outside. This is the race victory. Round the final corner. Chandler backs off though. He decides better anyway. He's going to take the win on penalty. And round the final corner. That was a huge moment there for Chandler. But across the line he'll come. He'll take the victory after penalties ahead of WR Verstappen after almost crashing there on the final lap. JJ Rocks comes home in third position ahead of BMG Nomad. A good result there for Mercedes. Squidgy Genie with no front wing there coming across the line. Jolly will come home P5, but that could change the other lot of penalties, I know that. Alan takes P5. Will Rossi take P6? Yes, he will. Jolly slipping down there. What about Brunson? Will he hold P8?
I think he will.
Result there for him after everything that went on. He had a very scrappy race today. So did Danny with P9, not bad as well. And did Beacon claiming a point there. He'll be happy with that, I think, in the end, considering everything. Dutch Gamer Lars, he wanted more today. He should have got more today. He's P11 with Bread also in the same boat. And Squidgy Genie a lap down in P13. What a race that was. And I mean,
that was enjoyable.
We almost saw the biggest moment there that I've ever seen in the league race, right on that final corner with an overtake potentially, and also I think Chandler getting a bit nervous there and almost losing it.
Yeah, I was like, as soon as he lost the back end, I was like, no, that would be the biggest bottle job choke like in RFL history if he did that, but thankfully he didn't, and Chandler makes it 2 wins out of 2 in Canada. And now he's got some major momentum on his side, especially with some circuits coming up that I think he's going to like.
Yep, so we'll go through the results. So if you want to invite the podium drivers. So Chandler will win ahead of WR Verstappen here in Canada. But what a race that was, and the homeboy just couldn't get it done even though he led almost every lap today. JJ Rocks finishes in third position ahead of BMG Nomad, who had a good result for Mercedes, a 1-4 for them, as the Toro Rosso Adam comes in 5th place ahead of Flying Rossi in the Williams, and the second Williams of Jolly, the championship leader, comes home 7th. Brunson loses his second in the championship to Chandler, he finishes P8. Danny in P9, he was hoping for a lot more today, all 3 of them really, with Dutch Gamer Lars coming home 10th position actually, with Pred in 11th, with Beacon picking up 15 seconds worth of penalties, coming home P12. Squidgy Genie comes home P13, with XXF1 Aiden in 14th, DNFing with Aiden. Same with Clenzo, Ian Boy, Antsmaz, Langman and Gorsh Crab all failed to finish. So we've got a podium driver then, but first, in honour of the winning driver today, which is Chandler, you will now play the American National Anthem. So congratulations to Chandler, our race winner today. So Chandler, we'll start on with the podium interviews. That was the 10th one, 2 wins on the row though. He didn't even lead a lap of that though. Same with not same with Monaco. But I'm sure you're pretty happy with that one.
Yeah, that safety car definitely helped me out there quite clearly, and just the pace lap after lap was pretty good to keep up.
Yep, so I mean, you had a brilliant, tactical battle with WR Verstappen, but in the end it all came down to penalties. Did you know about penalties and that's why you didn't make a move on the final corner? Or did you just decide to think better of it and just set off a second and then realise you got the win?
I knew he had a penalty, and I decided I was going to try something on the last lap if I had quite a clear run on him. But then if I'm like side by side or something, I knew just to back off, not risk anything. But I knew.
Yeah, well, just summarise like your race as a whole then, because qualifying, I guess, P5, you had to make quite a few moves through the field to get into a high position. Just talk us through all those moves.
Yeah, so we were just kind of playing the game, wait for the perfect opportunity, and then just go rich overtake, make the move, carry on. I think people knew to just let me go, try and follow behind. And so that helped me there. And then, of course, when it came down to Verstappen, there was no chance of that, obviously, as he was leading the race. But it went through pretty smooth, actually.
Yeah, well, I have everything that I wanted to ask, so congratulations on your win. Unless Tom had anything to ask, we'll move on to second place.
No.
So, Verstappen, second place for you in your home race. I'm sure you're a bit disappointed to lose that out after leading almost every lap of the race. Just summarise it from your perspective.
Yeah, honestly, wasn't the best of races for me. Qualifying went all right, I guess. Made a few mistakes on my lap, but was still enough for pole, so I was happy with that. But then, yeah, obviously I got a penalty, like lap 10, I think it was. Only had one warning at a time, so it was kind of annoying. I knew from then on they would come back to haunt me at the end of the race because I know how powerful penalties can be at the end of the race. So, yeah. I was just trying to push as much as possible, and then obviously we got the safety car, which really just screwed me, to be honest. And obviously Chandler was able to get right onto the back of me. I actually had a good safety car restart, caught him by surprise, I think, and was just trying to build a gap. And like lap 28, 29, I think I just tapped the ball just before the hairpin in sector 3, so got damage, and then I was gonna try and play a bit tactical and try and let him overtake me and then see if I could push him into getting a penalty, but obviously he was smart about it and didn't overtake me, so he got the win. But obviously I'm happy to get second in only my second race.
Yeah, well, congratulations on second nonetheless. And considering what happened in Monaco, I'm sure you're happy to finish this one with a good points haul as well. But do you think you can take a couple victories this season with your pace? You look very, very strong out on the track.
Yeah, I think it's just down to the track, because obviously Chanda is a very, very quick driver, no doubt about that. So I'll be looking forward to battling him next, however many races there are. But yeah, I definitely think I can get at least 2 or 3 wins. But obviously it's France next week, I think. And it's not one of my favourite tracks, so just looking to get probably points, to be honest, maybe a podium.
Yep, so congratulations on second. I have no more questions, so unless Tom has any questions, I'll move on.
No.
So JJ, third place for you. Great result. I think that's your first podium of the season, but I mean, you could have got one in Bahrain, but we'll get into that one another time. But yeah, first podium of the season on your third appearance as well, and I think that's going to shoot you out of the championship. How does that one feel?
Yeah, it was really good. I didn't really expect to be on the podium. Yeah, it felt good in general. Canada's like an ish track for me, so I'm glad to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, well, congratulations on third of the whole. Just talk us through that race yourself, because you had some strong pace and you were right up at the front with Nomad and Chandler and the rest of them pretty much for almost all the race until the safety car. To just talk us through that from your perspective.
So at the start, I got a decent start. Um, yeah, I was gonna go around the outside dam, but then lifted off. And then it was Jolly that was behind me. I aimed to let him through, which I did, but then going down into turn three, I think I made the slightest of contacts or something, but it shouldn't have sent him flying. I don't know if there was a little bit of lag or whatever was involved. I've recorded the clip, but yeah, he went off, which kept me in position, and then I decided to let Chandler through because his pace was immense. And then the safety car happened, and Chandler and Nobel had just gone through the final chicane, and it popped up on my screen, and I quickly turned to the left and went into the pits. But Chandler still held it because the safety car was still, Delta was still being active at the time. And then Nomad got throwing damage, and I just had to hold the gap to him because I got a 5 second stop go from like not even hitting Chandler in the safety car. So I'll upcheck that as well. But yeah, other than that, I was really happy to be here.
Yeah, well, congratulations for your third place and congratulations on all the podium drivers, and that is everything from this week's RFL action in Canada. Thank you, Tom, for joining me. Thank you, Ari, for joining me earlier in Tier 2. And that was two hell of a races, really, if you include Tier 2 as well. And we'll hopefully see you again next week for all the action all over again in France. So we'll see you then, and good night.